Hi, welcome to the Stockinit Zombies. I'm Amy, also known as J Nitma.
And I'm Megan, also known as Just Run It. And this is episode 205.
Alright.
How you been?
Good. I had like a crazy cast-on-itis.
I saw that.
In the break.
And I had my first hashtagable good for you but not for me moment.
Definitely true in,
yes.
in this statement. I think you said something like that would make you itch.
It would stress me out.
Yes,
like I would feel like, what am I supposed to knit on now? And like, yeah, itchy, twitchy, stressful. It seems to make you insanely happy. Like you just seem so happy. Like you just glow. You have like that work in progress glow about you.
Well, when I think it's because like when I start knitting things down to like, oh, I only have a handful of projects left, I don't want to work on any of them.
Yeah.
And so I need like new. So the cast-on-itis was just like, give me something new. And I actually went back to the threshold after the cast-on-itis was gone. You know, after I had like purged and did
the
all
demons.
of that. Yeah, exorcised the demon. And then I went back to my threshold.
Do you think it's like for me, the only reason why I would ever do that would be because mentally I had like tick and tied, like this yarn was going to go for this pattern, and like the cognitive load of remembering that, oh yeah, that's right, I wanted to knit, like that would be the only reason why I would do such things. and I offset that cognitive load by like putting patterns with yarn in a bag.
Oh, okay.
I don't actually physically cast it on. I just go, I've paired.
Yeah, it's your, what is it, nap? What was that?
Yeah, needle adjacent projects.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you just got to plan your naps, and then you're good.
Naps are fantastic. Didn't you just say you took a nap?
I did.
Power nap.
I needed it. I got home from work and I was so tired. I was like not going to be able to come here, and took a nap and woke up and was better.
Awesome.
So still probably fighting a cold like everybody in the world right now, but at least was able to recover.
Yeah. My husband had a bike ride, like an all-day bike ride this past weekend, which it was fairly warm for. And so I decided that I was just going to go whole hog on the laundry situation. And we recently got a new dryer. And when you beep, boop, bop, boop, beep, it comes up like with just a normal load, normal dryness, whatever. Like 87 minutes is how long it's supposed to take. And I know that my sister, if she were still alive, would like tisk me. But I'm like, there's an EcoBoost button here. What happens if I turn that on? Oh, 40 minutes. That seems like a totally reasonable amount of time for a load of laundry to take. So I feel really bad, but like if you're going to bang out 5 loads of laundry,
you can't wait
90 minutes in between each load, and then have like waistbands be damp, and like you have to sort through and find the things that actually got dried out of it. I'm like, no, I'm sorry. I feel really bad. Yeah. And it doesn't like return it on. So I feel like the guilt, like that first initial like, nope. Now I've just forgotten. Okay. Other than I've documented it here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, our new dishwasher, you're like, when you do normal and da 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 da, everything is set for energy saving. That's normal. You can hit extra buttons and it'll go kaboom and be faster. But I just didn't realize how long it takes to do a load of dishes when you have all the eco-friendly things on.
So that same day as I was doing laundry inefficiently, I called around. I could not find a babysitter because I wanted to run. It was like 40 degrees outside. So I thought I was being rather clever, and I ran around the block.
Yep.
And it took forever to get the mileage that I wanted. When there was nobody able to come over and watch my 3 kids. So like I'd run around the block and I'd look in the window and everything seemed okay. And then I'd run around the block a couple more times, and then I'd come inside and be like, everything cool in here, guys? You're still just playing Xbox? Okay. And then I'd go run around the block. It was,
It wasn't as relaxing or as positive.
No. I was trying to make it kind of like a sprint, though. Like, how fast can I, like, make it more into a circuit training thing versus a long-distance run. But I thought that was pretty clever. I felt kind of clever. Like, who needs a babysitter? Well, you do if you actually want to go more than a couple of miles, because that was mind-numbing.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, I don't know. I have a couple new sitters in my list, but I don't think any of them would.
We've got lots of young girls nearby that would, it was just kind of a spur of a moment thing, and I think they soccer and symphony practice, and they're involved in things, and they're available in most evenings, but apparently during the day on a Saturday is prime time involvement day. So anyway, it was fine. And then just a heads up to everybody, I posted it on Instagram as well, but my Fitbit community, I'm no longer part of the Fitbit community. My Fitbit died. I was out on a run, and with my Fitbit charge, if you hold the button down, it goes into like a timed workout mode. And I've had problems with it in the past where when I was in that timed workout mode, if it vibrated because I hit my 12,000 steps in the day, like it would go funky. And then I just come home and plug it into the USB charger and things would like reset and it would be fine. And this 12,000 step vibrate was the last 12,000 vibrate that Fitbit charge will ever have, because I tried everything. Factory resetting it, soft resetting it, putting it, cleaning the contacts in between the charger, and it was just dead. And then I kind of after I went through the whole customer service thing, I pried the outside off, and it was kind of nasty looking on the inside. There was like some stuff that had gotten spilled in there, not bad, like it'd been submerged, but I got my Garmin Vivo Smart, and it is smartwatch integrated. And so like if I get a text, it shows up on my watch, and if I get an email, I can kind of flip through the top lines of it and can control my music. And what I really like about this one is it's all encapsulated. So it's waterproof up to like so many atmospheric pressures. And I really like that because I get really sweaty when I run. Especially when it's cold outside and you've got all the layers, and when you first go out it's really cold, and then you get really sweaty because you've really warmed up. And I think that was what ultimately did in my Fitbit charge. All of the sweats.
Yeah, I wanted to go for a run on that similar day, but yeah, my Garmin, like, I think I took it into work for some reason. Like, I was going to wear it during a workout or something. I don't know. And then it never came home, and now I have to locate it. So I have a Garmin, but it's the GPS fancy running watch, but not the fanciest one. It's just one. And not having the equipment made me not want to do it. Yeah. So I did a rowing machine thing instead, which is inside. Darn it. I wanted to be outside.
Yep. It was a pretty fantastic day to be out of doors. But I don't know if they're still on sale, but they were a fantastic deal. So this model was $120, and Target had it on sale for $100 or for $65. So
we were in a couple days after you had said that, just doing other shopping, and I looked at the thing, and none of them were on sale, at least not for under $100. So it was like a had to get online price matching type situation. Okay. So I don't know, it could have been just, I think they're kind of trying to clear a lot of them out, because I know like Fitbit's got a new one coming out, and Garmin may as well. I have a Garmin Forerunner that I absolutely love for my running, but this is more of just like a daily watch, and I don't like the big face. I want like a thin little bracelet type watch. And this is fairly accurate. Like it has my time, my mile times, fairly accurate. Versus the Fitbit, when I was running, it didn't grok it. Like I would run 4 miles and it didn't understand that I was moving faster, and so I was covering more distance with a longer stride. And this seems to know when I'm running, because it has what I think are
fairly accurate distances. Like I have a 4-mile loop that is kind of my standard loop, and Fitbit would have me at like 2.7 miles or something like that, and this has me at 4. Yeah. So, and it doesn't have GPS.
Right. But I got Matt a really nice Forerunner watch, and he hasn't been able to run outside with it yet to get it calibrated. So a lot of it's Fitbit-like qualities for measuring your step counts. If you wear it like a watch all day long, it'll do that for you. And it even has an inactivity meter, so it's like got this red bar that if you sit too long.
I have an inactivity meter too. I don't know if it's going to tell me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it buzzes and says, get moving. Yeah. When I've been sitting for too long.
So his does the same thing. And he said, and no matter what, like you could have spent all lunch hour running, you don't get any extra buffer. It'll start telling you to get moving at 45 minutes later.
Lazy bum.
But I'm sure he's getting excited for the warmer weather so that he can get that calibrated and it'll start working better. Because once it picks up the GPS, it'll understand his stride measurements better. And
yes, for sure.
Anyway, one last thing about exercise before we move on is the CrossFit Games are starting this week. So Thursday they're having a big announcement. And I happen to work for Western Digital and do go to one of their affiliates. So Western Digital makes computer storage, hard drives. But anyway, they have been supportive of the CrossFit community, and they have affiliates in a lot of their plants around the world. And we just happen to be one of them here in Rochester, Minnesota. And the interesting thing is they're going to take 2 athletes from our work environment, and they're going to put them on the web announcement for the workout. So like the big exciting announcement with the, his name is Castro, but like with the main guy who did CrossFit Games, he's the founder, and 2 really phenomenal women who placed in the top 10 last year are all going to be at this event I believe they were doing it in Northern California, so San Jose area, and it's going to be at one of our gyms in our affiliate. So
cool.
I'm pretty excited because I'm excited to watch live and see my Western Digital techno people represent. I know that not everybody who participates is necessarily technical. Anybody who works for Western Digital can participate. They don't have to. They could be secretaries and finance people. They don't have to be engineers.
So you can watch and have my I know her moment.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is.
I always say that when they're doing drawings at like the sundown or the January thaw, they'll like draw people's names. I'll be like, I know her.
Yes. So, the lady actually competed with my friend Darcy. So, Darcy got sent out to California to do a competition.
Cool.
And she actually was on the same team as this woman. Yeah. And she can lift a lot. So I'm pretty excited for her. I'm hoping that it's a lot of lifting, because I know that she's not a cardio person. So if it ends up being a workout that's a lot of cardio, I'm gonna be like holding my breath watching it. But,
yeah. My daughter and I watched the Biggest Loser on. And they just had the finale, and one of the gals, I have this misplaced sense of pride in her, but like she's gonna compete in the CrossFit Games.
Oh, okay.
So I knew that was coming up because I watched it on.
It's on The Biggest Loser.
On The Biggest Loser.
I remember the first time I saw people doing box jumps. It was on The Biggest Loser, where people are jumping insane heights, and you're like, "This is an exercise."
Yeah. Yep.
So just bringing that back around. But that's it.
Okay.
I'm excited about that. I know you've got the retreat, Pipeliner retreat to look forward to.
I do. And we're heading out kind of early, and so not kind of earlier, because Corey's teaching classes who I'm traveling down there with. And it'll just be some nice, like, chill time before the, 36 hours of crazy, everybody's there.
But some Just Run It designs will be worked on, I heard.
Yes.
I'm excited about that.
Yep, Beach Please is currently in the process of being written up and testing it by me for the 3rd time because, I'm not smart enough to take copious notes every single time. It seems so obvious when you're knitting it. Yeah, and then it's the filling in the blanks between the steps that often get me. But that's neither here nor there. Say hi to me. I hope to take some swag of some sort or another. Maybe some notebooks because those are heavier and harder to ship as like onesie-twosie type stuff. So, yeah. What else did I want to mention? We have some self-striping prizes lined up for March. So the fantastic Silver Shed USA, and I did not look, but Amy thought perhaps this was a planner bag.
Yeah, it just reminds me of the way the pockets are oriented of a planner bag, but it could also be for a tablet.
I think she said it was a tablet, but I don't know. Super cool. The interior fabrics are different on all the pockets. This one's a Star Trek theme, and then this one is my purse. And the number of people that's a faux print. Did you knit that yourself? Well, I could have, but this is the fabric, and then she's got the pearl on the inside. So awesome. So awesome. Or is that a new one? Do I not have that print?
It might be the new one. Yeah. And she had said that the person who originally had this fabric out there took it down. So she had to make a new one and compromise. So
and it might just be because it's a smaller one, but it seems like it oriented better. Like I can't see the line as obviously. As in my purse.
I believe my mom took great care in Photoshop.
For tessellating?
Yeah, for tessellating, yeah.
I like that word. And we also have, I thought it was funny that Susan thought it was funny, from Desert Vista Dye Works, generous pants. She said, that's how I prefer my pants, is generous.
Well, of course.
Yeah. And I was like, that's true. I got my tight pants on. Although we sang that last week before we started podcasting.
Every time I wear like legging type pants, or whatever they're called now, skinny jeans, I have to do my little tight pants dance.
I got my tight pants on.
And sometimes it's pretty random, I'll have them on for like half the day and I haven't done it yet. And I'll just, got time to do tight pants dance.
You do get steps for that.
Awesome.
if you're dancing around. We are going to be reviewing Fritz Skits at the end. I've got my box here to show, and
I forgot mine.
But we need to send back the things that we're not getting. So you may not be able to see it other than on your Instagram feed. You Instagrammed it.
And I can post a picture to our thread when we publish this. I will do that.
Okay, cool. And also 2 upcoming reviews that I'm super excited about.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Such awesomeness.
So Hohi and Vera, that was the word that was coming to my brain, posted or have a new interpretations, volume 2, right?
3.
Volume 3. Woo!
I know.
Brain. And we both were loving on the patterns, and reached out to Hohi, and she was like, I know who you are. And I was like, oh my goodness, how do you know who I am?
I know.
It was super exciting. Had a little bit of a fangirl moment. Like, hi, if you're watching, Hohi. So we're going to be reviewing that. Amy that was one of her cast-ons.
It was. Thank you for everybody on Instagram that helped me pick my color choices. I actually did swatch more than one of them just to figure out which one would be best. And the internet folks were right.
And then Never Not Knitting, Alana Decos is sending us, she's got a new 4 Seasons shawl and the hat. Why can't I remember the name of the hat? It's just that beautiful hat. Something Root? Anyway,
I don't remember.
She's sending us those patterns that she threw in. They've got these really cool necklace and shawl pins that include stitch markers as integrated in with the design that we can review and show off and have a giveaway. Yeah. Awesome, generous folks. Generous pants.
Yes. And the interpretations comes with a giveaway as well.
Yes. So upcoming reviews, upcoming giveaways, so much to be excited about in the knitting world. Bam! Excited.
Yes.
I love our knitting folks. It made me a little sad that I've never been to Stitches West this past weekend.
I wanted to mention something else that, speaking of our wonderful knitting community, I listened to the NPR Happy Hour podcast.
Okay.
So it's Pop Culture Happy Hour. NPHH, yeah. Anyway, so the NPR Pop Culture Happy Hour. And Linda Holmes is a many times hostess of that show along with other people. But Linda Holmes had picked up knitting recently.
Ooh.
And they always do a thing at the end, what's making me happy this week. And the last one I listened to, her what's making me happy was that if you ever get down on the internet, and the things that come out of the internet, all you need to do is ask crafty people a crafty question, and the love comes from all around to offer help and encouragement and support. And you know, like, the internet can be full of trolls sometime, and she was just uplifted by all the people who helped her with her little scarf that was growing. She had said that, well, you know, it started
out up a stitch every once in a while, huh?
She was. And so that made me endlessly happy. So let's try to get Miss Linda Holmes on Ravelry and join the lot of us. But she seems to be having fun with it, and I was excited to hear knitting creep into one of my podcasts that I listened to.
Felicia Day was talking about being a knitter, and she's such a huge internet person, right?
Yeah,
I went out
Geek and Sundry.
Yeah, I went out and searched Ravelry for Felicia's, and I couldn't find her Ravelry. she had a
she's not Geek and Sundry.
She might be.
Gotta do some more research.
I guess, yeah. I searched for. She called herself. It's been to Codex in her. Her online gaming world, she was often Codex or Codex Dragon, or so that was the one that I searched. But yeah, I guess I could search Geek and Sundry.
Yeah. I mean, that might be too on the nose. I mean, there's two different worlds. You wouldn't necessarily want to be the same in both.
Yep.
But yeah, whenever I hear of like that, I mean, just somebody who was new to knitting, and her thing that was making her happy was our community.
It totally makes sense to me listening to people talk about how much time they spend in the makeup chair. Like I knit with when I'm getting my
personality, so
I know, but like actresses and whatnot, right? Like that totally, and how much downtime there is on the set, and you could be reading your lines and knitting, or sitting there and getting 3 hours worth of makeup done. I mean, I knit while I'm getting my hair done, and it makes the time go so much faster.
Yeah, I don't know what non-knitters do.
I don't. It's beyond my.
Listen to books on tape, I guess, because I could do that.
Yep. Hi, sir. Do you have any finished objects, Smithy?
I thought you were talking to me.
Yeah. Do you have any finished objects, ma'am?
You were using the cat voice. I didn't know what to do.
Really high?
No, I do not have any finished objects.
All right. Speaking of socks, I finished these while I was, and it almost kind of felt like, so I'm going to knit my hairdresser some socks, because it felt like the kid that's sitting there eating something in front of the hungry person, right? Like I'm knitting away on the socks. I'm always knitting on socks when I go to her, and I'm telling her about how awesome socks are, because she's always like, you're knitting another pair of socks, and so knit her some. She did not ask me to do it. I'm going to do it. But I'm going to do it. So these are the Canon hand dyes in the Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies. It is the Partying It Up portion of the Partying It Up and Getting Down socks. Absolutely love this base. And the colorway is not only my colors, but that variegated stripe just makes my heart go pitter-pat, pitter-pat. And it's a good thing that I finished these, because these socks are officially going to be going into the wah-wah bin. I've got a blowout.
You're not going to darn it?
I don't.
No.
For risk of sounding like the princess and the pea, I always feel it. Like, it always bugs me.
It goes away.
What?
It goes away.
Eventually?
It does.
I don't know if I can.
I agree that on the bottom of your foot, it's pretty hard to do that. I think
the ball of.
I don't mind it as much on my heel and my.
No, and you can see it on the bottom of this one too. They're pretty fuzzy. That's just the place where they wear out for me. And this base is really high in cashmere, but I can't remember, when was sock the vote? Was it the last presidential election?
It might have been.
So almost 4 years.
R.I.P. socks.
Yep, R.I.P. I love you, but I love these more. Just, yeah, they've been voted out of the office. Unless, somebody wants to save them from the bin. And then I finished up and found some buttons. My daughter is now my go-to help me find buttons, because she had to convince me that these weren't too shiny, but I absolutely love them. So we went to multiple places, and perfect size for the hole. The distance is really good so that I don't get the gap.
Well, it also seems like it's going to be nice, positive.
Yes, lots of positive ease. The lace blocked out quite a bit. And so I've got some positive. Yeah, I really like it. It's just a nice, really, dramatic sweeps of. I'm sorry, Max. Of pattern changes, and this color, the clematis, is, I don't think cameras know what to do with it. So if you saw it out on Instagram and you were like, that's not all that great, it's in real life it's really quite nice. So there's the cable and lace down the back, and then this migrates and meets up in the back, and then these kind of, they're like garter ridges, but they're further spaced out, kind of dissipate as well. And that is the Aries, I think that's Aries is how you pronounce it, by Tweety Sheep. Svetlana. I almost said it right. I had almost. And this is Miss Babs Northumbria. I probably said that wrong now. There's too many words to pronounce. And then this weekend, as I was running laps around and doing all the laundry non-eco-friendly, I banged out a sweater. So this is the Stopover by MJ Mucklestone, who is I'm taking a class. She's teaching a class at Yarnover. I've seen some folks that did not knit the scooters, as Susan called them. I think that they look like peacocks on mine. My row gauge was quite a bit different, and so I was able to modify, like add extra rows before I started the color work, but then it is very up at the top, right? Like I feel like other people's is a little bit, visually is just a little bit longer. My first kind of foray into multiple 3-color rows. I have not done that before. When I look at it, I see a couple of the places where I did the color wrapping, 2 in a row, but that was just where it logically made sense. This is with the Fancy Tiger Romney. It did not felt. I was a little worried about the felting. And I have quite a bit of it left because it's in 200 yard skeins, and I had 4 of the blue, 4 of the blue, 2 of the purple, and 1 of the yellow. And very little of the yellow got used. Even less of the purple got used, and the white is just a blip of that that I made my Tiber cardigan out of. But I think it kind of looks like peacock feathers. Especially with these colors. My colors are a lot more discordant than others. I feel like a lot of people had like a purple, blue, gray spectrum, right? Like these are kind of like they fight a little bit, but it's fun all the same. And did not really soften up in the wash, this Romney. I was kind of not hopeful. I mean, it is a rustic yarn. But it's definitely got a prickle factor.
Mm-hmm.
A prickle factor. But yeah, it's a aptly named Cal. Bang out a sweater. Because I don't think I've ever knit 2 sleeves in one day before.
Wow.
Like, it was like on day 1, I got up to the armholes. On day 2, I did the sleeves and joined the yoke. And then it was, another half day to do. And this was kind of like you ate your meat so you can eat your pudding. Yeah. By the time you got to it, I think this is the first time I've done a just yoked color work sweater. All my other color work has been all over color work and not just like, I gotta get up to the yoke. So, but I think I'm going to put my Aries back on because this is a little scratchy without a long sleeve, a long sleever underneath. I was showing Amy, and I can link it. I don't know how to say it. It's like a Letta Lopa Vedi. It's a short sleeve, and I'll make the purple the main color and mix in the.
Yep, it's a short sleeve.
Short sleeve, so you wear a long sleeve underneath it, and very pretty color work up at the top. So that's what I'm planning to do with those leftovers.
Cool.
Yes. And those are my finished objects.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't know what order to talk about these in.
Start with the very beginning. It's a very good place to start. What did you cast on first? You could do it in.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Got lost in the sound of music.
It's a very good place to get lost.
Yeah. So this is the bray. You start with the sleeves. You knit them flat. I decided to go all in on pattern. So I am knitting them flat. I am starting with the sleeves. And I just, futzing with the cast on and getting this together in this yarn was just, all I needed to do. So this is the same yarn that I used, the Studio Dongle Tweed for my Nanny Swimo. In a darker gray color for my sweater. And it kind of reminds me like Calico Cat kind of thing. There's a lot of different browns and blacks in there as well as the gray. Very fun tweedy. I'm hoping it looks as wonderful as I'm hoping it does. I even have a collared shirt already picked out in my wardrobe that is going to go perfectly with it. So getting this cast on was good. So switch to the bigger needles. This should zoom if once I get a bee in my bonnet about it. That might not. I decided with all the projects going on, I would tag them all. So this one says Bray. On the outside so I can know like, I want to work on the Bray. Which of these bags is it?
You don't open it up.
I don't have to open it up. I can
right
just
there.
Right there.
And what size needle did you say that was?
Size 8.
Okay.
So it was much smaller needle than the one that my husband's was knit.
Okay.
In. So I have a feeling that the fabric will be a lot different.
Yeah.
And, it should turn out pretty good.
Yeah, because the bang out a sweater ended up on 10s and 9s. So yeah, super big needles. Big needles, big yarn. Had a big bag.
Next, we have a skew in sport weight. Yay! So I had to make sure I got into the one side of increasing and tried it on a couple times as it was, and like how it looks, and it seems to be roomier than the last time I did this. So hopefully that bodes well for the future. But I also feel like that was knitting up super duper fast. So again, once these socks are off the needles, I have a feeling that these will be my next love, my next small project love.
There's always something to do with skews.
Yep.
And did you say you went up a needle size?
Yeah, these are 2s.
Okay.
I'll double check, but
yep.
That's fine. Yeah, these are 2s.
Apparently my question of the day is, what needle size braid is that?
Question of the day. Let's see what else. I only brought the things that seemed like I was going to be working on them. There's a bunch of things that I was like, I'm probably not going to work on that for a while, even though I just cast it on. I bought Bugle, the elephant pattern from Susan Claudino, and cast on and finished 1 foot. And that was so quick and easy. Another foot will join it. It's going to be a incremental project. I think I did this with one of her other patterns, and then I left it in the bag. So I have a half-finished cat as well that I need to.
Is that a left or a right foot? Put your left foot in.
This is, all of them are the same, so knit 4 of them.
Put your left foot in and shake it. Or you twirl it all about. You just twirled it.
I did.
Not everybody can twirl their foot.
So yes, bugle, very cute pattern.
Yes, he's super adorbs.
And then and my daughter picked the color, the pink color. The other thing that I did was I bought bolting. Very simple pattern. This is the whole thing. Whoop! And you can't see that. And then the other page is just pictures of Stephen West twirling the shawl.
Mm-hmm.
So there's 3 pages. The 3rd page is just all of him twirling the shawl. Cool. And a lot of this is pictures. Mm-hmm. So very simple. But multiple sections.
That does it, man.
No, and I bought this yarn specifically for this after going to Stephen's shawl class.
And that's in your batik bag?
Yes. My recent acquisition. But, so I bought some alpaca from an alpaca farm at Shepherd's Harvest. And it was really reasonably priced. I have a ton of it. And just the drape that he had gotten with his, I knew that I wanted to make the DK version of it and make it really big. So I want it to be like a shawl blanket, and I am so excited to have this started. I know that after I really get into it, it's going to be a slog, but yeah, I have 2 of these.
Wow. And is it written such that you can continue to just make it bigger and bigger, yo?
I believe so. I have a feeling that once I get into it, I will be able to do that.
You'll be able to intuit.
Yes. Even if it's not written in there. But I believe that there is the ability to read, to increase it in there.
Ad infinitum.
Yes. So we'll see.
All the alpaca is gone.
Yes. Well, I'm gonna go until that first ball is gone and go, yep, I still want to keep going. Mm-hmm. I really do want it to be as big as the one that he had in the pictures, just giant. So I'm excited to.
Amy, she knits blankets. She knits Miss Grace that is huge blanket sized, and now she's knitting.
I had lost my tag.
Ruh-roh. Bolting.
Yep. So yeah, that's bolting. But that one has been in the queue a while, and I did have yarn that I bought specifically for that. So I had to make sure that that was part of the cast-on.
It was your civic duty.
Yes. Last but not least on the new cast-ons is the breathing spaces. So breathing spaces is part of that. Breathing space, sorry, is part of that Interpretations Volume 3.
So pretty.
And I only had the tiny picture. I didn't print. I printed in color, but I didn't print all of the beautiful pictures. Love the idea behind it, and was so happy to go into Deep Stash to get it cast on. So I had Soctopus in the River Sphinx. No, the River Styx. Why would it be Sphinx? The River Styx colorway.
Nice and tight ply.
Yes, it's a very. I almost think of it as like if you're a fan of Socks That Rocks light, but you wanted it to be a smidge lighter, this base would be perfect for you. Soctopus. It's very similarly plied and twisted, in my opinion, and I don't know technically if it's the same, but it gives me the same feeling when I'm knitting with it, and I do enjoy it. And it is slightly smaller than
it seems
than them.
It seems a bit smaller. The breathing space, it's a pullover.
Yeah.
Is kind of reminiscent to me, like if there was a Amazon knitters other knitters also viewed or also bought or also liked type section. That kind of seems like if you liked the color affection, but you wanted it to be a garment, because it's kind of got that biased and it's got the two color stripes. But I just think it's so striking, and we're getting into the review, but it's so striking to have that top. It really highlights your shoulder area, and then there's some fun on the bias stripes that, again, as Amy Herzog told us, kind of distract the eye a little bit and are very becoming, I believe.
So I swatched this up, and I believe that, I mean, they obviously play well together, but it was truly like yep, that's it, that's the combo once I swatched it. The other one that I really was intrigued by was my option that had all of the Cyborgs craft room, but was so busy that you ended up losing the two different colors. And I still might make this with those colors because it was an interesting blend. Like, I could imagine having an entire fabric of that would be very interesting. But all your work on switching the colors might be lost.
Yeah.
But if I don't find anything else, I think it might be another one of these, because they do really go well together. There is the right yardage for it, and if it's a garment that I really truly end up loving, it might be nice to have one that's a little less stripy, but still flowing and does all the same things.
Yeah.
Could.
That is going to be with that very rust color, and then kind of this kind of metallic color is almost going to be kind of steampunky.
Oh, I suppose, yeah.
I really like it.
Yeah,
I'm saying that in the best possible way, like not saying it in a negative way at all.
And this is a fat squirrel fibers. And so there's a lot of generous yardage on this. I think it's 600 yards.
Is that the ginkgo base? No.
It's the BFL silk.
Okay. BFL silk? Or merino silk? Yeah, anyway. The Vindigo that I've been...
The tag got lost, like, instantly.
Yeah, I have that color but in the BFL butternut or something. Anyway, yeah, the DK.
Oh, okay.
Great. Very pretty on that base as well.
So this is, I thought it was BFL, but I could be wrong.
It could be. I don't know if she had a BFL silk. It may just be BFL nylon.
Could be. Okay. I will double check.
Okay.
But, yeah, so this is coming along. It's actually simple start, simple beginning. There was some shaping at the top, so I'm beyond the shaping, and now it's just going to be easy to get along. And then last, well, I guess I haven't talked about the sock I'm knitting on yet either, but the threshold has all of its generous length completed. And I'm working on the little bits at the bottom because it's got a split hem at the bottom where the back is longer than the front. So the back is almost done. That'll get cast off, and then I'll cast on the front, finish that, and then I get to move to sleeves. But yes, it's very, very positive ease.
The Julie Hoover one that I just did, why can't I think of the name, with all of the cables, has a split hem, and I really like it. I didn't think I would like it, but I really like it.
Yeah, I hadn't really thought it would be a problem.
I don't know why I didn't think I'd like it. I don't know if I felt like it would just be, weird. Because I've not owned a lot of split hem things, but I like it. I like the way it sits, and I like...
Well, I know that going back and forth on this hem has been really quick, so hopefully...
Half the stitches.
Yeah, half the stitches. So hopefully I can get through this, get to the next one, and be on sleeves. I have a feeling that sleeves will be of a similar feeling, like, yay, so fast, yay, woohoo, almost done.
Yeah, I really like the picture that you took where you could see the texture.
Yes, it is mesmerizing when you're like just laying it out. You're just like, oh, that's so pretty. Then last but not least, finally,
you've said that 3 times.
I know. finally, I mean it this time, are these socks. And see, I am tantalizingly close to the top.
Eke it out.
I might even be able to stop patterning soon so I can do the ribbing So anyway, very excited. I might have to quick mark that while you talk about your whip.
I have 2.
Okay.
Don't put down the number of whips that I have. I am currently working on, for my mom, a Beach Please. It's a top. It was a design that I finished up last year and thought by the time I would have it written up, it would be cold and out of season. And then now I think I've delayed too long in getting it back on the needles. But this is Shalimar Breathless Lace. It is so very soft. And it could just be like relativism, because not only was I dealing with like rustic, kind of scratchy, super thick yarn, now I'm doing like light as air MCS. And it's not even like a 80-10-10. I think it's like, what is the Breathless Lace? It is a 75% merino, 15% cashmere, 10% silk. So Shalimar Yarns, Breathless Lace, sea glass colorway, and I had a like eye-searing orange that could go with this. You don't have to, I didn't have to alternate skeins, but I just decided that I was going to in the off chance that they were just a little bit different. When you've got stripes going on in a garment, I don't feel like you really have to.
No, I wasn't going to alternate for that breathing space.
Yeah. But I do, I was practicing my hiding it in the I-cord over here, so I just did both. And then I have this gray, I think it's a gunmetal gray is the gray, super pretty colors. This is a more understated striping than for my mom. And knitting, Amy will be super excited. I have it all charted up, though I'm not going to show you the chart. And I've got all of the, because Amy wants to knit it because she's got the lace set aside. I've got all of the sizes, raw counts, and stitch multiples into a chart.
Getting ready.
It is preparing for test knitting takeoff. And hopefully some downtime at pre-knitting pipeline will be just the ticket to make sure that that takes off. As well as a few other designs if I'm feeling super productive. And then I have from another crafty girl, I believe this is Floating Lanterns is the colorway. Fell in love with it at Stitches Midwest. Tried to do some designing with it and then just decided it needed to be socks ASAP. And these are the monkeys. I figured that if I was going to be, I don't have any monkeys myself. I've knit monkeys for my children. I've done a head to or toe to head hat with the monkey stitch pattern. I figured I should have some if I'm going to be knitting a lot of socks. And so looking for some input from folks as I'm kind of queuing up more sock yarn going forward on sock patterns that you consider to be classics. So sock classics. And so using the very awesome data mining that is Ravelry. You can go out to Ravelry and you can select socks. And I didn't do toe up or cuff down because you can always kind of flip the stitch patterning if you need to, unless it's kind of an integral part of the sock. I've kind of discounted all plain vanillas because I don't need a plain vanilla sock pattern. I can just do that if need be. And Monkey was the #1, so ding ding ding, Family Feud style, the #1 most popular. Very fun little undulating stitch pattern, and it just loves the variegation. Like it just goes, I see your variegation, and I go, awesome. Super loving how that's knitting up. Hard to put it down, but I must as I'm doing other things. And so, Amy, what do you consider to be some classics?
Well, we were talking about this a little bit before, and
yeah.
I guessed Monkey.
Yeah.
So the #1, ding ding ding, Family Feud style. I got that one.
She won the
So and I was supposed to come up with another one for on air, and I think Hermione Everyday Socks.
That's #2. Ding ding ding. That's fun.
Yeah.
I was mentally like going, okay, yep, Hermione's. And then I didn't guess number 3 of there's a sock recipe in there. Sometimes can be tight on people's feet. But you're going to think of the wrong one. I feel like we're playing catchphrase here.
I don't know. I was thinking that there could be like a Wendy D. Johnson in the top 10.
She might be. The next one that isn't a plain sock is Jaywalker.
Oh, yeah. That's right. People do complain about the Jaywalker.
Yep. There's a basic ribbed sock by Kate Atherley that's after that. Then the Skew, the most finished projects, by Miss Virginia Rose, the vanilla latte socks. Yeah. Simple Skype, which is Adrienne Koo.
Skip Rip. I would have,
Skip Rip. Then there's Pama. How do you say that one?
I've knit that one.
Pomatus. I want to say potamus, but it's pomatus. Anyway.
Cookie A pattern.
It is. Nutkin, Spring Forward, Hydra, Thuja, Charade. There's Wendy.
I had forgotten about the Jaywalkers. That used to be huge.
Kaimei by Cookie A. Jack. So if you've got one of those that you absolutely love that I must knit, go out into the threads and say, I consider this to be a classic sock.
Okay.
So if you're talking about reading classics like Wuthering Heights and whatever, this is classic socks.
This is the Citizen Kane of socks.
Yes, exactly. Movies, books. The Citizen Kane of socks, because I wanna hit the greatest hits, right? I've kind of been knitting my own, and then,
or even better, this is the Pride and Prejudice of this is the Harry Potter of knitting.
Be my Mr. Darcy.
Yeah. Although Hermione's everyday sock would be the Harry Potter.
Yeah, I've knit those for my kids, but do not own a pair for my little candy box. So
I just want to prove to you, I wasn't looking at the answers. This is an MCN.
Okay.
The Fat Squirrel Fibers was an MCN.
Awesome. It's very pretty. I love the depth of color on it.
I'm not sure why I thought BFL, but
mine is a BFL.
Okay.
My DK is a BFL. Maybe you're thinking about my stash.
Maybe.
You are in my house. You're like, I have a inkling that there's some fat squirrel in the house.
The area.
Yeah. So yeah, classic socks, and I'm hoping to do a lot of socks this year, I guess. So those suggestions would be greatly appreciated. Doesn't have to necessarily be self-striping, although I do own a lot of them. So much. Yeah, so we've got, I'm trying to mess things up here. I was just trying to finish my row. We've got the review to do here.
So I apologize in advance for not bringing mine, but I did Instagram, so I will bring that up to remind myself of everything that was in my kit.
I forgot to mention whilst I was talking about my socks, these qualify for the ZK KAL because it's another Crafty Girl yarn.
Oh, it is, isn't it?
Cool. Yeah. I'm a joiner. Unfortunately, Cookie A is not attending, so I don't get a double entry, but
darn it, why aren't you, Cookie?
Comes in a very cute,
yes. This is how mine looked. Everything was wrapped in adorable orange paper.
Yep, and
stickers.
Had some cute puppy stickers that I stuck up here. Tried to remove my the tissue paper from it. I would have to say their color sense for me was just other than this kind of pinky purple Allegra, the Manos Allegra, their color sense for me is spot on. Like, 2 of these are literally things that I have had in my shopping cart and not hit buy.
Okay.
This is Leading Men Fiber Arts Showstopper in the Seaweed colorway, and this is Dream and Color Everlasting Sock in the Tart colorway.
Okay.
Both have been in carts of mine at some time. Spot on color sense. And then we both got this MCN Mariana Squishy from Anzula.
Mm-hmm.
Very pretty, and again, not too far from either of our palettes.
Right.
And I got a Arnie and Carlos. I don't know. I'm not as familiar. It's and I've got to remember how to say it. It's Regia. Regia is how you probably say it. I've been advised.
Okay.
Regia.
Regia.
I'm not sure if this is a super common one or a super hard to find one. But it's kind of self-patterning. It looks like Fair Isle when you knit it up. And then my tulle was this Euclid lavender. Okay. And I really love it. I love all things lavender, but just imagine my knitwear smelling like that, and it makes me happy. And then stitch markers that are very aptly, as I had just got done saying things looks like peacock feathers. So very, very pretty. And as Amy mentioned last week, these are part of the kit that you get to keep, free of charge or in part of the kit price. I can choose from all of these what I want, and then I ship back what I don't. Just close this back up and slap the label, the UPS label, back on that's pre-provided.
Right, you get a list with all the prices,
Mm-hmm.
and then a little bit on the back it says, keep what you like, return the rest.
Mm-hmm.
You will only be charged for what you keep. Try me. These cards have been sent for you to test out needles, hooks, wool wash, etc. And if you decide you would like to purchase what you've tried, just check the box, the appropriate card, and we will send you a brand new version of that. So some of these might come in sample form.
Mm-hmm.
If you're okay with the quantities you received, then you can keep them, but otherwise send them back and they'll send you new ones.
Mm-hmm.
I'm keeping my needles. I'm not sending them back. I got these needles. They are the Knitter's Pride size 4s.
Nice color.
Yes, nice color, and they are really nice slickness or whatever on them. So I thought that they were a nice condition, and I would just rather keep them than trying to.
Like you said, you wouldn't. I mean, unless there was like major like dents and whatever, you wouldn't know whether or not somebody else had tried them out or not.
No. And so, the other one is in use.
Did you look up what your other yarn was? You had a fiber company.
So I had the Why Not fibers, and that one was a BFL sock, and it was in a really vibrant, like St. Patty's Day green.
Mm-hmm.
Then I also got the Cambrera from the fiber company, and that was a very interesting base. I think it's Masham and 2 other, like alpaca. I can't really see in this picture what it is, but very unique base. I got 3 different colors. I got a red, and then like a mustardy orange, yellow, very in between color, and then a gray. I think that they look very nice together, and so my thoughts right now at the moment is to keep the 3 Cumbria.
Merino, 60% merino, 30% Masham, 10% mohair.
Oh, mohair. That was the other one. Okay.
Which means it'll wear well.
Yeah. So, like I said, it was very nice on the back of the hand, but not so much here as far as like, prickle factor. So, like, totally could wear it on my hands, think that it would be great. Hat, obviously a good idea. Cowl seemed a little bit itchy. It might wash up pretty good. It might be a good thing to swatch. And then I did get 3 different needle sizes to try. The 4s were the ones that I wanted.
Immediately useful.
Yeah, immediately useful. And actually 5s would have been perfect as well, because those actually happened to have missing. Oh, and 3s. 3, 4s, and 5s would have been great. But that was it. And then I got an email from them saying that they would like you to have, the typical turnaround would be a 7-day. So you keep them, look at them, decide, and return within a week.
Yeah. So we seeded all of this kind of like a Match.com, or you answered questions when you did Stitch Fix as well. I would say that for me, I got a lot of sock yarns, and I am kind of on a sock kick, but those are more because I have so many single skeins of sock yarn in my stash. I did answer to the slant of garment, and I don't know if they just don't do garment quantities. I should have sent a question and asked, or if that, I said I was up for trying something different, and so they sent something a little bit different. The one feedback that we had, that it would be kind of cool if, and again, that's kind of like your try it on cards with Stitch Fix, is if they gave you kind of like an idea of something that you could knit with them. So like yours, like a 3-color work thing for that Cumbria. Mm-hmm. Mine, they could have sent like obviously I'm very verbally out there about Vaseline, but they could have said, if I'd never knit a Vaseline, here are 2 coordinating sock yarns that would look fabulous in a Vaseline. Mm-hmm. And I would have been like, totally enabled, right?
Yeah, I see.
So the pattern, I think a pattern suggestion is a lot of work, but that would be the feedback that I would give there.
But if you're a savvy Raveler, you might be able to hit the Hot 20 while you're shopping and go, you know what, I'm going to give them something to make something out of the Hot 20 this week.
Yep.
That'll be awesome.
Yep. Yep.
So I actually shorted you 3 days. I looked it up, and the folks wrote me back, and it is a 10-day time frame.
Okay.
So I just wanted to make sure that we didn't short you those days. Mm-hmm. We'd have 10 days to do that. Mm-hmm.
And you've decided everything that you're going to keep, and I think I'm keeping these 2 because they could possibly be. Because, another Vaseline is just kind of inevitable.
And then from our last talk about it, they would like us to point out that they have gotten their secure system in place.
Oh, cool.
So their website will be able to securely take information from you and will be more rounded out. I could actually probably go out to their website now.
Cool.
Help.
Very cool. I think that this is an ingenious idea. B, I know that we have tons of viewers that say that we are kind of their knitting group because they are isolated and don't have any LYSs and enjoy hearing. This would be a way to really expand your horizon beyond what yarns we're talking about or any, people around you. This would be getting a box of things that you could try, right? And feel and kind of imagine yourself and then go, well, this is for me, or this isn't for me. And just, I think that it's a really great idea. And even for folks like us that have pretty expansive stashes, we were both able to find something that needed to be part of our home.
So the initial website is still just giving first, last name, and personal email address and saying, I want one. I am assuming that every contact after that is a personal email. Mm-hmm. And then I'm assuming there will be links for providing payment information.
Yeah.
That will be secure and something that you can look at the privacy information on and click agree.
Yep.
So, as far as an initial experience goes, I was happy.
Yeah, no, they aim to please, and I see this being something that could be really fun.
Yeah, and again, like I granted it is our idea, but I really like the idea of like if I asked for a kit and part of my wording said I'm looking for something new. Like using Ravelry as like, let's see what's hot right now. See what everybody's looking to cast on right mm-hmm. now.
Yep.
And then when that box goes out, it's going to be a breath of like, this is what's hot right now on Ravelry.
Because I think a lot of like LYSs, that's kind of what enables you into the yarn, is you see like the display or like this is how that yarn is used. Mm-hmm. So it would be kind of cool to have that. But yeah, I think, thank you so much, Bess and Carl, for including us in your promotions of this new idea. And I hope it goes like gangbusters because I think it's a really cool idea. Yeah. I looked forward to this arriving so much because I wanted to open it up and be like, what have they selected for me?
Mm-hmm. So that's it. But yeah, we're completely looking forward, smitten with the Inspirations 3. So we will
interpretations.
Why did I do that earlier?
No, you said it correct earlier.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I tried to say Interpretations 2. You have now said Inspirations. It is very inspirational.
Well, yeah, that's probably where I got that. I'm inspired.
Yes.
But super excited to officially give this a review. But for right now, you can tell that I'm excited about it, and I have already cast on. So
yep. They have
to be a rave.
They have a Hoki has a Henley that I've already pulled the yarn out and been like, I think this needs to become this because this girl loves herself a Henley. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know that I've seen a Henley that I haven't been like, I need to knit that. Haven't been.
Yes, a very lacy Henley. Very pretty.
Yeah, very, very pretty. Shoulders are super. Anyway, we're giving you a preview on the review.
And I was gonna say like, oh, and I have this yarn, and I was really thinking about this, but it's a lot. It's like it's kind of like a boxy, but with a large cowl. So it's like extra. Like, oh my God, why would you put yourself through that again? But man, pretty garment.
A lot of them in there. Yeah. Any ZK news that we wanted to impart post review here? The email of doom is coming. T-shirts are decided. Super excited about the T-shirts.
So, 99.9% done, more or less. There's a tiny bit of work that Megan needs to do, and then we're waiting on the T-shirt people to like flip a switch.
Yeah.
So as soon as
we haven't been waiting all that long.
No. Decisions were made recently, and now we're just waiting for them to flip the switch.
So that we can provide the link and you can purchase away.
Yes. And we are so excited. I mean, we've talked about ordering multiple colors of it. We were so excited about this year.
Yep. So yeah, just this year we're not doing a V-neck and a crew neck. We're just doing 4 different colors is currently the plan. Hopefully that remains the same plan because they're just so fun on colors. Oh, I just love it.
Yeah, and I would love to see all the colors. You know, like what did people choose?
Yes. What camp are you in?
Yeah, and it's a ringer tee. Super cute. Very
pink, purple, blue, green. Yep, are the current options.
Yeah. Started out green and purple, obviously, and then we were like, but pink and blue are so cute.
Yeah, the pink with the red-ish. Yeah. Oh, so cute.
Yeah.
Graphic will match. And what was I going to say about that? Oh, somebody contacted me and said, you have to attend the retreat. They ship directly.
Right.
And we aren't like rubber stamping every order that goes into Acme to say that yes, they are attending the retreat so they can buy it. So if you're interested and think they're cute, to go to town.
Yeah. And I don't think they have the year on them this year, right?
Yep, they just say ZK.
So they just say ZK. So if you're like, you know what, I attended the first one and that's a cute shirt.
Or you just want to make something up.
Yeah.
What ZK stands for. Cute knitting zombie knitters or something.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's super cute and we're excited about it and we're very close. We're very close to sending
We're excited about all the things, but that very graphically exciting.
And we're giddy about getting this close to finally sending that note out. Yep. I mean, it's just been such a, like get everything in line, get everything in place, and now it's like so close that, it's like when it hit the send button.
Yep. And we are now officially in only double-digit number of days. We transitioned from 100 days to 99 days.
99 days.
So it's coming soon.
Yes.
This thing that you registered for, how many odd months ago is coming to fruition.
Yes,
Huzzah!
Exactly. And just so many things in the works, and we're obviously excited.
As we should be.
All right.
Bye. Bye, Ufta.